So it may be hard to tell what you're looking at here, but we are looking down into the deepest hole I've ever dug out here at the farm. And this bench right here is about 12 foot deep. And down to the bottom of that, you're looking at 15 to 16, something like that, 18 feet, something like that. But what I want to show you guys is I think I've hit sand. And I don't know how thick the sand is. I don't know how deep it goes. So what I've done, that's why I've dug this trench about as deep as I can go. And I've got down on real gritty sand. I'm going to jump down there and show it to you here in just a second. So you can see back here, I started digging and I hit it. And I jumped in there and I felt it and crushed it with my hand. And I was like, yeah, it's not pure sand, but it's a really, really sandy clay. When you crush it with your hand, it wouldn't hold any shape. It'd just fall apart again. Which means it's got a really low plasticity index, I believe, which means it will move really easy. And you don't want that. It'll move when it's dry. Silt will move really easy when it's wet. But anyway, you want a good mix in between. So let me jump down in there and show you. I went ahead and dug deeper. I'm all countryed out. I just went ahead and took my shoes off because climbing down in this hole, they just get full of dirt and sand anyway. So, woo! Okay, so we're hopped down to the bottom. Yeah, look at that. Sandy, 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 sandy. So actually, part of what I did here was I wanted to dig this hole, one, to see where I would hit actually solid pure sand, and this is a beautiful white sand. What I'm thinking I may end up doing is actually, as I'm digging the pond, I'm going to stockpile a big pile of this. Sand is actually worth something. And what I want to do someday with the pond is have, a little beach on the pond, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sand. It's real fine grained. It doesn't pack and get real hard, but it's real fine grained. It's not real sharp, angular sand. So very nice sand, actually. It's what some people would call sugar sand because it's so white. It's funny to dig down through dirty, silty topsoil, down through red clay, and down into hitting this, good sand. So I want to show that to you guys, just because. When I first started digging out here, I thought, man, I hit clay and it's going to be clay for miles. And then the guy down the road who's digging a big pit for that highway project told me, he said, yeah, we hit sand and we kept on going, and I guess you'll hit more clay eventually. So anyway, I'm just kind of interested, I wouldn't say I'm excited to have found it, because it means either I've got to either break through it and get down past it down to clay again, or if I dig down to the sand, then I'll have to go back through and line my whole pond with clay. So if I stop at this first sand, you can see this, there's clay in here. This is mostly a gray clay. I think this would hold water right here. See, that's the first part of it that I got to. I think that'll still hold water. So I could go probably 15 foot deep into this sandier clay and be okay. But once you get down to this, it is just sandy, sandy, sandy. So what I want to do, I've got this hole dug nice and deep here, and not that I ever want it to rain, but I want some water to get in this hole, and I want to see if it'll hold water or if this hole will let it all leak off. So anyway, just want to share that with you guys for today. Gosh, I'm still just impressed. It's such a beautiful sand. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down for the day. Show you guys my view. Looking up here at these walls of clay. Get out of this hole before it falls in on me. But I am gonna go get a bucket and get a couple samples of this clay and of the sand and see about sending it to the lab and see what they say about its PI and stuff like that. So just want to show that to you and give you a little update. I'm officially digging the pond. My truck driver that was supposed to show up today came out today and found that his truck had been vandalized and they'd stole the batteries and messed up his electrical, so he obviously couldn't get his truck to start. So with that, I just thought I'd give you all a little look here as I add on to the video. I am down inside the pit that the construction company's digging just down the road from me. And what I wanted to come look at their pit, this guy told me he didn't care if I walked in here, But you see, they've got that same, this is a real white clay. It sits right on top of that sand. It doesn't really feel a real sandy texture, but it's just a real white, and it's a real hard clay. But you can see right over here on the edge of their pit is where they hit that white hard clay, and right there below it is sand. Now I'm not sure, it looks like this hole was holding water. It looks like what water is left in it there has dried out. It doesn't look like it percolated out. So that sand may actually still hold water. I don't know. I'm trying to tell, right there you can see kind of a water line, and then it's down. I can't really tell if that leaked off or it's been pumped out or whatever. But anyway, I want to show you the expanse of this pit. It's huge. I'm down here every bit of 15, if not 20 foot down in the bottom of this pit. Well, my other video cut off, I don't know where, but was down inside the pit. It's every bit of 20 foot deep. Now I'm back up on top to give you guys kind of some perspective. You see the excavator sitting over there, give you an idea of how big this hole is. But I want to come down here and just take a walk around and look at this. The guy told me he didn't care, he's okay with it. And I wanted to see kind of how the pits look, because he had told me that they hit sand and that they went on through it and hit more clay. But they've already graded out the edge of the pad, or out of the edge of the pit, so I can't see that profile. I was hoping I'd be able to see a profile somewhere on how thick that sand was. But I'm gonna walk over here. They've got another pit on this side, and maybe with any luck they haven't graded the cut yet. Man, that wore me out. Climbing up that hill, that's a steep hill. But just walk over here and see what they got. These holes are so deep, you know, it's pretty impressive. I tried to get the guy to sell them to me cheap, but he thinks they're worth something. Oh, there we go. So, oh yeah, look at here. Okay, let's hop down in this one. Well, uh-oh. I'm down in their pit now. I'm not going to climb down in there because I don't know how deep that water is, but that's a solid 6 foot thick of sand, at least, if not 8. And I don't see a clay layer below it. Now, again, that's fine. I'm okay with that. The other pit is deeper than this one, so maybe they do hit a bottom on it. Maybe they just haven't broke through it yet. I'll have to actually come down here when they're working and ask the guy. I got his phone number. I can call him. Anyway, I was hoping it would only be like 4 feet thick, and then, you know, it'd be clay again, because I've seen how much sand they've hauled out of here, though, and it's been a lot. You can see, it's just that exact same nice white sand that I got. So anyway, I better cut this off and get to the house. Told the wife I was on the way 10 minutes ago. So just want to show that to you guys, show you kind of the area and the soil profile and what I'm working with. Okay, one last bit. This is the back side of their pit. This used to be cut all the way across here, and they've since built a dam in here, and they're using this for a reserve pond. But this water is beautiful greenish blue, which tells me it's deep, and I'm thinking it's well water. So I think what they're doing, he told me he drilled 2 wells here. I think he's probably got his wells running, you know, non-stop, keeping this pond full, and then he's got a pump set up over there to have a fill station so you can fill that truck up fast. But I just wanted to walk up here and stick my hand in and see what the temperature looks like. Beautiful water. I hope my pond looks like this someday.